Well, first off, I want you to meet one of Nashville's most talented and versatile artists. Tammy Gentuso's medium of choice is pottery, and her whimsical works truly run the gamut, from her trademark tiny houses to her giant piece of ceramic achievement.
I grew up with an easel in the dining room. My mother was an oil painter, and so art was strong in our family, but I also had a very practical father who said you can't make a living unless you're really good. And you know, I was 10, 11, 12. So he encouraged me to go the route of getting a nursing degree.
So after putting art on the back burner, Tammy Gentuso became a nurse, got married, and lived overseas for a while before returning home to raise a family. Years later, she and her youngest son decided to sign up for a pottery class here at the Claylady campus in Nashville, and that would change her life forever.
We finished it and we looked at each other and said, we've got to wait 2 weeks for the next class? That's not gonna work. Danielle said, well, I do have studio space. And that was it. I got a studio and been here ever since.
Tammy always had a fascination with folk art and its innocent way of ignoring the rules. And whether she's sculpting or hand building, there's usually a playful, often amusing spirit in her work.
I found that I needed to be working on hopeful things, whimsical things, things that would bring about a smile. And folk art has an appeal to me. I like just the groundedness of the folk art. And so I tried to apply the whimsy with folk art and come up with a lot of what I do.
And no matter what she's working on, there are always more ideas and inspiration than minutes in the day.
I sometimes wake up in the middle of the night and it's like, don't go there. Because once I start thinking about it, I might as well get up and sketch something out. So.
Also woven into much of Tammy's work is the idea of home, often portrayed in that whimsical, folksy style of hers.
If you look through a lot of my work, you'll see architectural elements. I've got a number of things to do with iconic Nashville, but even just the idea of home. I do a line of little tiny ceramic houses. They're called Wee Littles. They're powerful to me because they represent home. And I find that the people who collect them have that same feeling. It's home, it's home, it's good, it's safe. The work that I'm doing right now is children's literature based. I'm taking children's literature favorites and I'm making these little sculptures for them. And I'm having so much fun. Well, that obviously comes from my 5-year-old granddaughter that I'm raising.
In 2017, Tammy began work on what would become her Bagum Opus, a ceramic map of Nashville measuring 25 feet long by 8 feet tall. It was 3 years in the making, including 6 months of research.
I really had fun with the research. The computer, Google Images, Google Street View, these were things that became really important. Now, some things I did a drive-by, I did photos, but most of them I ended up leaning on what I could find on the internet for how I would do these particular buildings on each tile.
So, using images, sketches, a template was made for each of the 192 one-foot square tiles. Then it was time for carving and painting no less than 1,300 iconic buildings and landmarks. It took a week to install the Clayscape mural on an outside wall of the Claylady campus building, an appropriate home for Tammy's tribute to the city she calls home.
To be down there when somebody comes and either they didn't know it was there or they came to see it, but they did not expect what they found. people just stand there. And I get goosebumps with it every time.
Tammy will go on to produce many more whimsical works using her imagination and tools. But chances are, none will match the untiring commitment of the Nashville Clayscape. A lasting testament to her talent and determination.
There are things I look back and I wish I had done it differently, but no, I'm proud of it. I'm really happy with it.
You should be.
Thank you.
Hey, how'd you like the story? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you enjoyed it, we have a lot more where that came from. Here's one you might like. And please click here to subscribe so you'll know when we premiere new videos. Thanks for watching.